What's up everyone, it's Gabby Trades and welcome back to the channel. Well, it's Monday and some crazy developments have moved the markets. Are we going to see Bitcoin new all-time high? Well, Market Sailor from Strategy acquired another 13,319 Bitcoin worth 1.34 billion. What does this guy know that we don't? Let's break it down. Now, before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss a breakdown. Okay, you guys, here's the deal. So the US and China were going at it heavy with trade wars, throwing insane tariffs at each other. Some even hit 145%, which is absolutely wild, right? But over the weekend, they were like, okay, let's not wreck global trade. And they agreed to slash trade tariffs back down to 10%, just 10%. So we said here live, right? We said that there is absolutely no chance in hell that they won't strike a deal, as these two economies really need each other. But that's huge for the markets, right? It means less tension, more money flowing and markets going up. Tech stocks went absolutely crazy. Nasdaq futures popped nearly 4%, and to me, risk is back on right now. Meanwhile, over Asia, India and Pakistan finally agreed to a ceasefire after things got super tense last week. Traders were panicking, but this peace move over the weekend brought relief. Now, the Indian stock market bounced super hard, and guess what? We also saw that flowing in the global markets too. Trump is actually pretty powerful, you guys. Like, he managed to do something that Biden never managed to do. And that is also to release actually a hostage. I read that he released a hostage, like an American citizen, that was held by this group that I don't want to say the name of, but you probably can guess. He's also on his way now to Saudi, but I think he's most likely to negotiate a deal with Qatar, who have been the ones that are funding that particular group in question, as they have a common enemy, which is Iran, right? This is just showing how much negotiating power this guy actually has, and we can see that in the markets too, which is wild. And that will also tell you guys that there will be huge opportunities in the defense stocks this year as well. Now, Bitcoin is going absolutely crazy, and for me, I told you guys what my levels were. We're gonna look at it now as well, but the thing is, we're going up. It's pretty clear, right? Let's see who's here. First of all, Sugar Cookie, how's the sound? Mr. Vane, good afternoon. Samir J, Anupam, Dodi, Philip Dickon, CryptoFart, and Kuhn. Did I mention Kuhn? Yes, Mark Bass was the first one here. How are you guys doing? I want to know what's been going on. How was your weekend? I went playing paddle yesterday, which was pretty cool. Sugar Cookie says perfecto. Okay, that means we can move on. All right, let me just screen share here. So it's not necessarily important that you see my face all the time. All right, you guys, please reset the chat so I can see everyone. Shati's here. Hi, Blondie. Hello. All right, everything's perfect. Okay, let's move on. Quickly to recap, this morning I've been looking for trades, right? Because obviously I've been trying to short. I hit a few stop losses, so now I'm a bit more aggressive, which means that I'm trading scalping, which is tighter stop losses on higher leverage. Because pretty much that's the only thing you can do right now in the markets, right? Is it going to go up? Is it going to have a pullback? Nobody really can tell you that, right? So the best thing we can do is just scalp trade, right? I mean, that's what works for me. And I'm going to teach you guys. We're going to have a mentorship starting soon, so you guys will know all my secrets. But everyone that's in Discord is ahead of the game. So if you guys haven't joined Discord, I have pinned a message in the chat box where you can join Discord. And it's super easy to get your VIP role. There is instructions on in the Discord channels on how to do that. But all you need to do is you can sign up under like Bluffin or my other, you know, I was going to say promoters, not. So one is brokerage, one is a crypto exchange. So if you sign under my link, you get automatic access to the VIP section, which is pretty cool, you guys. So yeah. We have a great community and some great traders, alt traders, meme coin traders, you know, all kinds of people with different trading strategies, which is really cool. You know, me myself, I'm always asking some of them, what should I buy? What should I sell right now? Like, it's just you know, especially for the altcoins, because I don't know that much. I don't read white papers and things like that. All I know is how to read price action. So it's helpful for me as well, which is absolutely great. Yes, Sugar Cookie, smash that like button, everyone. Okay, so all right. Where should we start? Let's break it down. 4-hour time frame. All right, let's go 4-hour time frame. Bitcoin real quick to see what's been going on. We're gonna wait for the indicators to load. By the way, if you want to get my indicators, you can as well. There is always a link in the description box or any of my links whatsoever. All right, so using the 4-hour strategy as our first thing that we're looking at, we can see that we have this high over here that was created actually this morning at 105,030 Bitcoin. All right, so disclaimer, the 4-hour strategy is not 100% correct, especially when the market is like going into extension phase after extension phase. But yeah, I'm still having a look over that every single day. All right, cool. So what happened? Basically, we consolidated over the weekend, pushed a little bit higher on Saturday, which was great. And then we were trading in between that really big bullish candle. And then we opened the market and we had this weird looking candle with a huge pin bar up. That is potentially now looking like the Monday high, but is that going to be the case? We don't know. Over the weekend, I was looking at price, and to be honest with you, if this whole move up here happened on a week, right? If this move was like on a week move, I'd be shorting hardcore down here. This was actually a perfect short in my opinion, but as usual, the weekends don't work, so we have to stay away. What do you think of this slowly grinding market to the upside? I think that we're just going to see new all-time highs very soon, Kun, to be honest with you. We can only hope for a pullback, but we don't know if we're going to get one. So yeah, all we need to do is scalp right now, in my opinion. It's not a moment where you're going to enter a trade and you're going to like hold until forever, because it's just, you don't know how much more Bitcoin is going to expand. So that's currently the situation. All right, so I wake up, I see this. This is actually, I really like this move, right? I really like this wick up here that cleared all this liquidity here. So for me, this is actually also one great opportunity for short. So then I continue to look at price this morning and I'm like, all right, so what else do we have here? Okay, so we have this doji candle right here, right? But it's bearish. So essentially this is your order block in a way. So you want to see price trade below it. And this is what I wanted to see this morning. Is price going to trade below that breaker block? And it did. So now this is telling me that price wants to pull back. Now, where am I potentially going to re-enter? I'm not sure, because this is Monday. I already took a win, so I'm not sure if I want to get involved. We're gonna see actually, because we might catch some trades today. But the thing is, now if I want to re-enter short here, right? I want to see price retrace to at least the Asia high over here. So should we draw that? Let's draw that. We can draw that. So let's say I want to see price retrace at least to the Asia high, which again is using my indicators. That's how I know. And that's where I could potentially take a short with my stop loss above this high over here. Now, there is a few problems that I have with this right now, okay? And these are the higher time frame analysis. And I'm going to show you what exactly I mean by that. So when I go on the 12-hour time frame, right? 12-hour time frame, what can I see? First of all, I'm seeing that, you know, Bitcoin is trading within our sell zone. And moreover, I'm going to put the other indicators where I'm going to see that we broke through the 12-hour fair value gap that we were saying that if we break above this fair value gap on a 12-hour time frame, what would that mean? Well, that would mean that the high that created the fair value gap is now liquidity. So I've marked it down here for us, so just to keep an eye on that, so because that high needs to go. It simply needs to go. So that's sitting at, what are we looking at? 106,030.5 to the T, right? To the tick. That's where it sits. So that high needs to go. But are we surprised? No, not really, because we know that eventually, right, on a daily time frame, what do we know? Well, we know that the all-time high is liquidity. And what did we say? If we don't manage to catch the shorts that we wanted to catch around this zone, right, the 95K zone, if we break above here and we don't manage to catch any shorts here and market doesn't reverse, well, then it's time to look at the new all-time high. So we have reached that point right now, you guys. I want to know how confused you are with price action right now. Let me know in the comments below. Have you been trying to short? Have you been trying to buy? Or what have you been doing? Because a lot of the things that happen usually with traders, when price is expanding like that, they're usually like the newbies are usually trying to catch a short, and they won't be wrong most of the time, because even like analysts, like, with years of experience, they would try to short because there are zones that we could be looking for that. But we can see that the market is completely driven by news right now, right? We're news driven. All right, so this is my problems right now with taking this short. But are we due a pullback? Most likely we're due a pullback. All right, we're gonna break down the trade that I took in a second. Okay, so first thing you want to know is the all-time high is liquidity on a higher time frame. We're trading we have traded through fair value gaps, so now we need to see liquidity taken at the highs. All right, we have marked everything. What else for Bitcoin? Yeah, okay, so we're gonna get into it, straight into it, and see what's happening. So like I said, the first time I did today is open the 4-hour time frame, and I'm like, what is going on? All right, so I see all these highs here, relatively equal highs, liquidity taken, London opens and takes even further liquidity. All right, so then I assessed why this could be a good short on a retrace here and why it could be a bad short. So now it's going to be entirely up to me to decide whether I'm going to take this trade, yes or not. Because if I'm aiming to take this trade, this could actually be a pretty substantial retrace, right? If this move is true, right? If this move is true, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Well, I'm gonna take my standard deviation tool, and I'm gonna see how true this move could actually potentially be, right? So if that short really happens, whether it's today or tomorrow, or if it doesn't happen at all because we're quite bullish, let's say I'm looking for a retrace to my zone at around 105,000 Bitcoin, and then I short, well, then I'm going to use my standard deviation tool to see what sort of levels am I looking for. Well, minus 0.1 and minus 0.1.5 are going to be my first lowest sort of retrace points that I'm going to be looking at. So that would be at 101,478 and 100,389. And from that point, I'll be looking to take further buys if that move happens to be true, right? Because it's pretty clean, you guys. It doesn't get more clean than that, right? It cleans the liquidity over the weekend, expands to the upside, closes below the liquidity, right? There is a wick, there is a close below liquidity. So you'll be looking at a retrace at a zone and then continuation lower. It is absolutely 100% possible to happen. Now let's go back on a 15-minute time frame and assess why I took this trade right now. Well, the reality of the situation is I did all the analysis that I did with you guys in the exact same way. And then, price was trading. Where was price trading? Price was trading. Price was trading here. Let's say here. All right. Price was trading here this morning, London session. And what did I do? right? What did I do? So I look at this price, and we're deep into the UK session right now, and I'm spotting my liquidity. Where is the liquidity? Right? Where is the liquidity? Relatively equal lows here, right? More liquidity here. More liquidity here. So I'm like, okay, I want to see what happens when that liquidity is taken. Is price going to take liquidity and close above it, right? Like, actually, don't look at this one because that one doesn't really matter. This one is the one that's more important. That one and these two equal lows here. So as soon as I saw that, right, as soon as I saw this candle dropping and closing above liquidity, all I was looking for is for more liquidity to be generated within that move. And then I was going to look to take profits. And I shared that trade in the VIP chat this morning. Let's expand it a little bit. All I was hoping for is for this retrace, and my entry was a little bit lower down here, I think. Yes, pretty sure that was the entry. Anyways, so one thing that started happening for me was absolutely positive, because I saw that more liquidity was generated here. So I'm like, okay, that's a good sign. That means that I'm waiting for price to create that liquidity, drop down, tag me into my position and go. But that didn't happen as London session proceeded, right? Price just continued. Sorry, that was a bit too fast. But price just continued up, you know, closed the fair value gap over here. So I was like, okay, maybe I need to wait for New York. So that's exactly what I did, right? So as soon as price started trading, New York opens here 230. This was the candle for New York open, right? This is the candle we're looking at. New York open 230, right? 15-minute time frame. What do you see happening? What do you see happening? Well, we came down, we came up anyway, we came down, we took the liquidity that I was hoping to see taken, and we tapped exactly into the level for longs. So I was like, this is my moment, right? This is my moment, and that's where I want to take a long for. And that was a quick, very, very quick scalp where I was aiming for literally this liquidity up here. And that's it, this one. I don't want more, right? I don't want more. I'm super high leverage on this trade. I'm very happy to close. The risk reward is huge on that sort of move. So for me, that was just, that's how I do things basically on scalping. All right. Anyways, so let's move on to so we discussed the trade. 4 hours time frame still bullish. We know that we have this liquidity at the 106,000 Bitcoin. Let's move on and discuss what's happening to Nasdaq, because it is very, very interesting. Not only Nasdaq, S&P 500. Look at where we are. So I made the lines a bit smaller for you guys because I thought it's actually getting a bit too annoying. They were a bit too thick. So I kind of like made them smaller, but this is what you're looking at right now. This is Nasdaq rejecting from the daily resistance. All these resistances are available for you guys in my indicators, which is, you know, they're only 20 bucks. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. This is how you get the levels. All right, so the short here on Nasdaq on this liquidity, on this daily resistance, again, extremely easy. Lower time frame, of course, you'd be looking at a lower time frame, right? Let's have a look. Whether you're on the 3 minute, on the 1 minute, or whatever. What else do we have here? I think 3 minute was more clear on taking the short. You have the break of structure, you have a change of the market state, and then price retraces and you dip down. So now all you need to worry yourselves with, of course, I wasn't looking at the charts. That's when I decide to go to the gym, right? I'm like, I'm going to the gym. I'm like, why, Gabby? Just stay on the charts 24 hours, right? That's all you need to do. All right, so of course we draw our standard deviation and we see where price is rejecting from. Well, it's in the medium threshold. of the extension. So let's say if I was in that short from the resistance, I'd be happily taking profits at the 2 level, right? At the 2 level. This is what I want to do. So basically, that was the short on NASDAQ today. And then you're looking at it, right? And you're like, okay, can I take a long here? No, you can't take a long. There is absolutely no longs here. Yes, you've taken this liquidity, but price hasn't wicked through it, right? It has body closes below it. So that's very bearish. You don't want to be taking that that trade. So you know, if you're looking for continuations short, I'd say do we have a liquidity sweep? We have absolutely no liquidity taken up here. That's no trade for me. No trade for me until these highs are taken. And then you'll be looking at, right, you open the indicators, see the 3 minute fair value gap over here, see that you potentially have some resistance over here. So maybe you'd be waiting for price to give you some signs over here for continuation short, right? But this is Monday price action. You have to be very careful on a Monday, because what tends to happen is on a Monday, you formulate the high of the day, you formulate the low of the day, and then you wait for one of the liquidities to be taken. Now, moreover to NASDAQ. Let's have a look over here. Well, same thing, pretty much same thing. We had a body close above the 12-hour bearish fair value gap. So what is that telling us? Well, exactly the same thing. We need to see that March high taken. So I've marked it for myself and I want to see that March high taken. What else can I observe? Well, let's go on a daily time frame. And of course, same thing. We know that we had a lot of liquidity to the downside that we took down here. And now we have this double formation liquidity. So essentially, we're looking for all-time highs on NASDAQ as well. Now, assessing the price leg that we're currently trading at for NASDAQ. Actually, let's remove this. Assessing the current price leg that we are in NASDAQ, it's a bearish price leg, right? It's a bearish price leg that didn't reject from the 0.5. This is what we were hoping for, a rejection from the 0.5 and then continuation lower. This was one scenario, but that didn't happen. So what are we now looking at? Well, we want to see how price reacts at the 0.786, right? Because if we get a bounce from the 0.786, that means that we can drop a little bit further, right? And by that, I mean a minimum of 0.5 in case of developing new all-time highs. And in a case where we don't want to develop new all-time highs, we're probably going to drop a little bit further down to like the 17,800 mark. So this is the kind of stuff I'm looking at. Guys, if you have any questions, please keep the chat active, because this is how we get more people to join the stream. If you're not active in the chat, literally no one is going to join the stream besides all the insiders that already know about it. And if you haven't liked the video, please go ahead and like it, because it really helps the channel to grow. All right, so that's with NASDAQ. Let's have a look at S&P 500. Well, pretty much similar story, right? We're trading at almost at the 0.786, but we haven't really tapped into it. And the March highs are so close. They're so close, right? So close up here at 5,885. So if any retrace, I'd like to see it from around this zone, right? From around this zone. And then it could be a shallow retrace, right? It could be a retrace to the previous daily resistance level, which is at 5,700, or we could even drop a bit further down, which is going to be a huge gift for us if we're going to get that. Let's have a look at gold real quick. Well, gold is dropping, right? Gold is dropping. Daily time frame. Back to our buy zones level. We have developed this liquidity down here. So it's still looking bearish, right? It is still looking bearish. Now it wants to take this low. And once we take this low, right? Look at how many stacked lows we have here. Just look at it, right? We have this low. We have this low. We have this low. And now we're developing this low. Well, that's a lot of liquidity. A lot of liquidity. Plus, not to mention all the price imbalances. And on top of everything, a breaker block. Right? Just here. Let's have a look. Buy breaker block. Right here. So what is that telling you? That's just a quick charting on my side. Quick charting on my side. Well, what is that telling me? That's telling me that once price comes down and takes all this liquidity down here, we might see a bounce back, right? This liquidity here, this liquidity. That's literally 3 stacked lows. So, okay, price come back up a little bit. And then we're looking to take these lows that are stacked here. And once these lows are taken, we're actually tapping again into, or maybe deeper this time, because we haven't really actually tapped into the breaker block. So we take these lows, we tapped into the breaker block. That could be a buy. That could be a buy. Whether it comes with some news or whatever, it's absolutely possible. How many of you guys are trading stocks and equities besides crypto? Let me know in the chat if you guys have any experience in doing that and if you're interested in learning, because honestly, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. What else are we looking at? Okay, all right, let's see here, because we have some action. Okay, we started dropping heavily down here. All right, so let's watch price, what it's doing right now. More as investment, Kuhn. All right, so guys, let's watch this out and see if we can catch some trade right now together. We have a liquidity sweep down here. Liquidity taken from here, liquidity taken from here. We definitely have more liquidity to the downside. For that, I'm absolutely sure. So we're not going to... Mika been doing the forex. Okay, been doing the forex. Yes, only as investments. Okay, that's interesting. Well, to be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The moves on equity and forex are way cleaner. Way cleaner. All right, so let me evaluate if there was any short entry here. Not really, because the only short that I could have actually potentially considered was from this resistance up here, looking that it holds. But that's it so far. Quickly look at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq heavily rejecting, like we said from the setup, the short setup this morning. Short setup this morning on Nasdaq. We can quickly actually evaluate how far is Nasdaq dropping, and is it possible that the move is going to exhaust anytime soon. All right, so the hyperextension is going to be down here. Let's see, we have daily support resistance up here. This block. So let's see how price reacts from that. Going back to Bitcoin. 15-minute time frame, smashed through the liquidity. Relatively equal lows taken, rejection wick. Rejection wick. We want to see how that wick closes. 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame. This is essentially the same setup, but on a different time frame, and a buy instead of a sell. So if you can look at here, down here, let me show you guys. Do you see all this liquidity up here and how that wick smashes through that liquidity? Same thing, generated liquidity up here, price smashes through it, dips down to the discount area, and then potentially is going to reverse from here. Let's see if that's going to happen. Let's see if that's going to happen. Did we get any news? This is a bit too much of a retrace on a 15-minute time frame. Okay, price is trading below. We had a body close below liquidity here, but a candle close. Not confirming anything. We're still dropping. We're dropping. All right, cool. Let's watch what's happening here, because this might be an important move. Are we going to come down and take this low, or are we going to reject? Are we going to reject? That's a pretty clean rejection in my view. Let's have a look. 4-minute time frame. US 30 slipping too. Yes, I'm assuming so. Okay, this is a pretty clean tap in my opinion. Now, if I wanted to go long here, I'll be long. Yeah, this is pretty clean. This is pretty clean. I'll be long down here. Stop loss. 0.5, absolutely perfect tap. Stop loss below, and you're aiming for 2.3, something like that. Let's see if we're gonna get an entry here. So I could easily enter that on pretty high leverage, but it's moving. Trump is talking about going for the drugs companies. Okay. Well, let's see how this trade goes. Let's see how this trade goes, because this was a pretty perfect long, in my opinion. Let's look at it on a 15-minute time frame, actually. Perfect tap into the zone. It doesn't get better than that, you guys. It does not get better than that. It simply does not get better. I think FOMC member was speaking. Now, I think Powell is speaking this week. What do we have? Oh, we have CPI tomorrow, you guys. Oh my God. All right, so CPI tomorrow, core PPI on Thursday, and the Fed is speaking on Thursday as well. Fed is speaking on Thursday as well. This long was absolutely generational. Absolutely generational. So, of course, when I'm in a scalp like that, I monitor price very carefully. So you just tapped into a 3-minute order block. Sorry, blah, 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 for value gap. For value gap. So you need to monitor the reaction off of that. Right? This is how I'd like to trade the markets. Basically, that's my scalping stuff, you guys. I'm gonna teach you all that in the mentorship, by the way. Don't be afraid. Don't feel FOMO. There is no reason to be FOMO if you're here with me right now, because you guys, I'm going to teach you all these things in the mentorship that I'm going to do for all of you. So you guys are going to be absolute experts on scalping and long-term trading as well, not only scalping, right? But this was a very clean move, very clean move. All right, then of course, once you're in the scalp, you keep monitoring. 10 minutes for value gap. Reaction is pretty deep. So what you do here is you probably secure the position, right? You probably secure, you close maybe 50% of the position. That leverage up here is going to be up to 100 leverage on that sort of trade. You secure, you move stop loss to break even, right? You move stop loss to break even, and you're just having a good day, right? And that's the second trade with the exact same strategy that you would have taken that day, both during New York timing. because yeah, it doesn't really work that great during New York, during London, sorry, and it doesn't really work that great in the afternoon of the New York session, because New York's just tends to have a continuation move in the PM session, you guys, right? Alpha for you. Let's have a look quickly at Ethereum, see what's going on. Interesting, very, very interesting. Another good trade. Kun, hope that you took too. No, I didn't, because I'm streaming. So yeah, it's very hard. I didn't have my stuff set. Actually, I do have my stuff set up. I should have taken it, but anyway, it's, I don't care, because I already had a win just before the stream. So to be honest, I don't really mind. All right, so Ethereum, again, very good reaction from 5 minute fair value gap, liquidity taken down here, price closes above. This is all good stuff, you guys. Where are we in the price leg for Ethereum? You know how we trade price legs. There is no secret. I've given you guys that strategy, right? I've given you guys that strategy. You always take a long from the 0.236. You take a short from the you take a short from the 0.786. This is how we trade the ranges. And what do we do when we trade the ranges? Well, we take profits at the 0.5. Let's not move everything, please. We take profits at the 0.5, and we take second take profit at the 0.786 in a long scenario. All right, you guys. Anyways, someone wants to look at Ondo, and that someone is the Jumbo Master. That's a cool name. All right, cool. Let's look at Ondo real quick, and then I'm gonna call it a day for today, you guys. It's so nice to have you here with me. It is always such a pleasure. Where is Ondo? Huh? Ondo, why are you escaping? Here. All right, starting on a higher time frame, as per usual. In fact, we're gonna go daily. We are going to go daily, close the indicators, see what we have. Yes. Well, yeah, perfect tap into the buy zone for Ondo. To be honest, with this whole move, I was very disappointed. Just like with all the other alts, I was waiting for price to go down. My throat's been bugging. I was waiting for price to go down to 0.646. That would have been ideal for me. That would have been like full margin, full port Ondo. Let's go, Gabby. But it didn't. But it doesn't matter, because there were multiple more confirmations on why I need to go long here. Respecting all the levels is doing quite well. It's doing quite well. 0.236. We all know what's going to happen now. We need to get a move to the 0.5. We need to get a move to the 0.5. We're rejecting from a resistance down here. Now let's open the indicators, see what else price is giving us. See what else price is giving us. Let's do weekly. All right. So yeah, we are currently creating a weekly bullish fair value gap. So to be honest, for any future buys, I'll want to be involved probably somewhere within that bullish fair value gap. Did you catch the bearish divergence on a 4-hour BTC? Bearish divergence on a 4-hour BTC. Did I catch the bearish divergence? Choo. What do you mean? Do you mean this? Is that what you mean by bearish divergence? Or are you talking about the RSI? I don't use the RSI, to be honest. I haven't looked at the RSI for a while, but I know that there's definitely a divergence on the RSI. So, yeah, I know that for a fact. Well, Ondo is moving quite nicely. On any retrace, I'd be looking to lower RSI, higher price. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you're talking about that. Yeah, I've seen that. But I don't use RSI every day. These are not the indicators that I'm using on a daily basis. You know, one thing about the indicators, you need to know they're lagging. They're lagging indicators. That's why I don't use lagging indicators. I only use indicators that are showing me the indicators that I have for you guys. They're only $20. They're showing you price that levels that were already significant in some way, right? So that's why it's important. Coro, went short US 30 out now when it broke 4.2. Okay, let's have a look at US 30 real quick. Went short US 30 out now. Please check Chain and Griffin. All right, you guys, relax. Let's have a look what's going on. US 30. US 34-hour time frame. 15 minutes. There was no short for me here. No short for me here. I wouldn't have shorted. The only liquidity sweep I see is this candle up here with market open, and yeah, it's a bit too deep of a retracement for me on this candle to enter short. We're reacting quite seriously from a 15-minute bullish fair value gap. So I'm assuming we're going to clear the liquidity now to the upside. So I think that's what's going to happen right now. Relatively equal lows, but I don't consider that a buy either. There is not really many zones here that I'd be trading off of. But yeah, it's going up right now. Let's have a look at all right, as we're looking at the chart, look at how perfectly the daily support is reacting, right? Honestly, see how the indicators are catching that. Let's have a look actually on Dow Jones, because I'm curious, was the daily also over there? No, the daily was a little bit lower, but again, same thing. Like, just look at it. It's absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Wicked into it, rejected, opened, smashed through it, retested, and just high up. It's just perfection, honestly. All right, cool. Yeah, Nasdaq is it's so nice to see this when this happens. It's so nice to see when this happens. So price is extended too much. So the short on the 1 minute time frame that we spoke about earlier today, or the 3 minute, it doesn't matter. That was very, very clean. It was so clean, it actually hurts that I'm not in it right now, because that's a move of I don't know how many points, 20,700, 200 points. You have a 200-point move here, and you close at the daily support. What a perfect, oh my god, I should have taken that on a funded account. Would have just passed the account in one trade. Yeah, so that's it. That's it for today, you guys. This is what we're looking at. I'm only scalping right now, so I don't know what to tell you. This trade is still going. It's absolutely perfection. So yeah, all shared with my members on Discord. If you haven't joined Discord, join. If you want to get your VIP role, it's super easy. You can see on Discord how to do it. All you need to do is just register under one of my trading links, whether on Bluffin or Toro Markets, and you have access to the group where I give all the trades that I take off there. All right, you guys. You have been absolutely amazing. Today was a little bit long, but this is what happens. This is what happens when we trade live as well, right? Ooh, this is what happens. Gabby for president. Nah, don't be silly. Although I am a Gemini also, just like Donald Trump, maybe I should be a president. You never know. You never know what's in my bag. All right, you guys, love you lots, and I hope you have a great time. Tomorrow, I'm going to start the stream a little bit later, and the reason for that is I'm attending a trading competition on Friday, so I need to go tomorrow and set up all the tech because I'm going to be trading live during the trading competition. And yeah, so I have to be there like in the afternoon. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes, but I think I'm going to delay the stream for tomorrow with like 1 hour max. So yeah, I'm going to let you guys know anyways. Hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys soon.